Hello students, and welcome back for our second video on the topic decision making. In the last video we have talked about the concept of decision making, and we also discussed about the characteristics or the features of the decision making. In this video we are going to start with the discussion on the various types of decisions that are taken from time to time, the various bifurcations that can be made on the types of decisions. So the first bifurcation or the first types of decisions are routine decisions and strategic decisions. So the routine decisions are the ones which you take on day-to-day basis. They are the decisions which are to be taken repetitively, and they are to be taken within the established framework of rules, policies and procedures that have been made by the organization. Another form of decision, as I said, is strategic decisions. They are the decisions related to the policy matters of the organization, what kind of policies are to be there or what future strategies are to be developed. They are known as the strategic decisions. So when we talk about the routine decisions, they are generally taken up by the middle level management or the lower level management, because too much of discussions and deliberations are not required in that. On the other hand, when we talk about strategic decisions, they are taken up either by the middle level management or the top level management, because they are the policy decisions that are to be taken up. Another thing that is to be kept in mind for routine decision and strategic decision is that when we are talking about the routine decisions, as I said, that they are within the established rules framework. So they will be the ones which you might have to take on almost regular basis. For example, you have to buy a raw material, right? So you have to procure the raw material every now and then, after a few days or after a month or after every 3 months. That raw material has to be bought again for our factory for the production purpose. So this is a routine decision. So the alternatives that are available with you while making a routine decision are either less, or even if there are more alternatives available, you have already evaluated them somewhere in the past. So you do not have to go into too much exercise of choosing out from the alternative courses of action. Whereas when we are talking about the strategic decisions, then this is a policy matter that we are deciding upon. So there might be n number of alternatives available with you. You have to evaluate all those alternatives. You have to see the pros and cons of the alternatives available. You have to discuss, you have to deliberate with your teams, and then only you take up such kind of decisions. The second bifurcation that we are going to talk about are the policy decisions and operating decisions. So in a very simple language, if we say, policy decisions are the ones wherein we are trying to decide what we need to do in future, right? So what to do is the policy decision. And when we are talking about operating decisions, then we are basically talking about how to do, right? So what and how. What to do is a policy decision. How to do, that is the implementation part, is the operating decision. Now, when you have made a policy, say for example, you want to launch a new product into the market from your organization. This is a policy decision, that whether you want to launch a new product or you do not want to launch it, what kind of product would it be, what varieties would be available, when are you going to launch it. All this is a part of policy decision making. When you have decided, okay, we are launching product X, we want to launch it in another 6 months, there would be 3 varieties available of this product, then you come on to the operating part, wherein you would start going further into the process, from wherein raw material has to be procured, how the labor would be there, do we have the required machinery or not, how will we be employing the machinery, how many man hours would be required, what would be the packaging, how it is to be done, the advertising part. All this are the operating decisions, because then you are implementing your policy. Your policy is to launch a new product. You are launching a new product. You have decided on this. Now the steps that you are taking are a part of operational decisions. The next bifurcation that we have are programmed and non-programmed decisions. The programmed decisions are the ones which are structured decisions. These decisions are generally taken for a long term span. The decisions would be there. And why we call them programmed decisions? Because you already have some framework available or you have already taken similar decisions in the past. You just have to replicate those decisions. So they are the programmed ones. They are the repetitive decisions. When we talk about non-programmed decisions, they are the ones which are unique in nature. So some problem has come in front of you for the first time, or you have not seen such a problem earlier, and you have to decide upon a course of action. That is a non-programmed decision. So as we said in the case of routine decisions, that when you are buying your raw material for the existing products, that is a programmed decision. But whether to launch a new product or not, what kind of product you want to launch, do you want to enter a new market or not, which market do you want to enter, these are non-programmed decisions, because these kind of questions you will be answering for the first time. In case of programmed decisions, the kind of choice that you make, we say it is a more decisive choice. It is a more informed choice, because you have a lot of information about the scenario available with you, because you have already taken such decisions in the past. So it is easier to take such decisions. Whereas if we talk about the non-programmed decisions, therein, as they are unique in nature, you have not faced such a query or such a problem earlier. So there are high chances that the information that is available to you for making a decision is not adequate. So you might have to just fill in the blanks with your intuition, or you might have to rely more on your intuition while making a non-programmed decision, because you do not know what the future holds for you regarding this particular decision. So these kind of decisions would require more creativity, they would require more innovation and out of box thinking, right? The last bifurcation that we are going to talk about is on the basis of how many people are involved in decision making. So it's individual decision making versus group decision making. Individual decision making, wherein you as a single person, because you have a responsibility, is making a decision. In case of group decision, you have a team, you have a group of people, which can be 3, 4 or more than that, who have to make a collective decision, right? Now, both these kinds of decision have their own advantages and disadvantages. The individual decision making has its advantages, has its disadvantages. Similarly, the group decision making. Say for example, if we talk about group decision making, the advantages of that, when you have a large number of people, a large pool of people available with you for making a decision, you can easily get a lot of ideas from them, right? There's not a single mind working on it. There are numerous minds working on the same problem. So large number of ideas can come in. Second, the people who are there in your team might be from different expertise areas. They might be having different areas of expertise. So you will get different experts' view on the same kind of problem. So it will be a more informed decision. It will be you can say a decision which has more minds into it. So chances are high that it can be a better decision, right? But on the other hand, if we talk about the disadvantages of group decision making, then one, it takes a lot of time, because you are not reliant on yourself. You are not relying on yourself. I am sitting, I have come across a problem, I think about it and take a decision. No, I'll have to discuss with other people. I'll have to take up their viewpoints on the same problem, that what they are thinking about it. Then we all will have to discuss and come on to a conclusion after reaching a consensus that what we want to do in future. So it is time consuming, it is a costly affair. At times when the decision is to be taken very quickly, it becomes tough to take a group decision, because group decision cannot be taken sitting at home, or group decision cannot be taken without meeting or without talking and discussing. And when you talk about discussions and deliberations, then it definitely takes some time. So quick decision making is not possible in case of group decisions, right? Another two major disadvantages are there. Basically, there are two terms which we use for the disadvantages of group decision making that I'm going to discuss with you in this video. One is group think and second is group shift. So we'll begin with group think. Group think is a scenario wherein the group of people who are working together or who have to take a particular decision try to come to a consensus. In order to reach this consensus, some people who might actually not be agreeing with the decision also tend to bend towards the group decision, right? Let's understand it through a very simple example, maybe from your day-to-day life. Say you are a group of friends, you are a group of 10 friends in college, and you want to go out for a movie, right? So you want to go out together, hang out in your group, enjoy a particular movie. You have not decided upon the movie as of yet. You are 10 friends, so you sit together and you try to decide upon that which movie you want to go for. Now say 6 or 7 people have said one movie and another 3 or 4 people have said another movie which you want to go out for. Now what would happen is, because all 10 of you want to go out together, so you can choose out only one movie. It is not possible that 2 movies run together in the same, on the same screen for you people. So you have to watch only one movie. Now how will it be decided upon? Either those 6-7 people will agree with the another 3-4 people, or these group of 3-4, subgroup of 3-4 people would agree with this 6-7 people. Now what is the problem with the group thing? That say we assume, okay, we are taking a hypothetical example, that the group subgroup of 3-4 people, they agree upon with the others कि ठीक है चलो ये कह रहे हैं तो हम इसी मूवी को देखने चलते हैं, although हमारा मन नहीं है, हमें लगता है कि हमें मूवी बी देखनी चाहिए, लेकिन क्योंकि ये लोग मूवी ए कह रहे हैं और हमें सबको फ्रेंड्स को इकट्ठे जानना है, तो उनकी बात मानने के लिए हम मूवी ए देखने चले जाते हैं. फाइन. नाउ द प्रॉब्लम माइट बी दैट actually it is possible that when you see that movie A, you realize later on that no, movie B actually would have been better. Movie A was not good, but you just agreed upon with your friends because you wanted to be with them. You wanted to reach on a consensus in the group. You did not want to divert from your group. You wanted to be a part of that group. So you just agreed upon with your other friends, although the viewpoint that you were having, or the option that you were giving, the alternative that you were suggesting, was much better than actual decision that has been taken. So this can happen in groupthink in the organizations, that you tend to take up a decision in order to reach consensus amongst the group, but actually later on it might turn out that those other people who were saying something else would have been probably a better decision. Now in groupthink, how would you say that किसकी बात मानी जाएगी या कौन ज़्यादा अपनी बात को रख सकता है या मनवा सकता है? So we would say that the people who are more extroverts, the people who are more vocal in telling out or in expressing out their viewpoints, the people who are more good in communication skills, are better in communication skills, they have higher chances that they can achieve better as compared to their peers. So there are higher chances that such people who are good in communication skills, more vocal in their viewpoint, will have their decision as a group decision as compared to another subgroup which is not agreeing with them. So this is about the groupthink. Now we come to the second term that I was talking about, which is group shift. It is another disadvantage of group decision making. Group shift says that when we are sitting in a group or when we are deciding as a group, we tend to move towards more riskier decisions. Now, why is this a disadvantage? Because it says that as an individual, if I would have been taking a decision, I might not have a very high risk appetite. So I would not be taking a very risky decision. But because now I am in a group, now I have another 5, 6, 7, 10 people sitting with me and deciding upon something. So earlier as an individual, I thought of something to be risky. Now in the group, I might not think of it to be risky. I might feel कि ठीक है, everybody is there, everybody is doing this, everybody is agreeing upon this, and because I am not alone, so let me take this decision. We can take this decision or we can go out for this decision. For the organizations, let us take an example that say if the workers are there and they have some problems with the management, they want to get their salary increased or anything. Have we ever heard that an individual has gone on strike in the organization? An individual worker has gone on strike and is not working in the factory because he or she wants a wage increase or a salary increase? No. It is always a group decision. It is always through trade unions that these kind of things are decided. Why? Because it is a risky decision. You are going against management. You are doing something against the benefit of the factory. You are going on a strike which is going to impact the manufacturing process in the factory. So it is a risky decision because you might lose out your job. As an individual worker, I would not want to lose out my job, so I would not take such a decision. But when we come together as a trade union or when we come together as a group, then I know that all my fellow beings or all my peer group members are facing the same kind of problem and they are ready to go on strike. I might join them in. Why I am joining them in? Because now I know that even if we have to pay some price or even if something goes wrong, it is not me who is going to suffer alone. We have a group of people with us. So I tend to take more risk when we are in a group. So this is known as group shift, that you are shifting towards a more riskier decision when you are in group. So this was all about the types of decisions. I hope you understand the concept and then give it a reading from your book chapter. Thank you.